Hey, what's up guys? It's YogiOabs. Happy holidays. So just an update for my YouTube fam. I'm famous, alright? I'm famous, but not in a good way. So 7 days ago, I posted a tweet stating, no doesn't always mean no. The words were just so beautifully plastered over a picture of myself. And I got so much hate. So many people hate me now. And I read through all the comments and I realized they're right. I realized that in this moment of self-reflection here in the forest is beautiful here. Well, there's no leaves on the trees, but it's still good to reflect in nature. And I realized that I am a misogynist and I have to come out about something. I'm an incel.
When YouTubers post an apology video, it's because they know that they fucked up and want to save face and reduce the damage caused. But once in a while you get an individual who still carries on being a bellend despite their video, and today's individual falls into that category. What's up everybody, I'm Mr. G. Back in January I did a video about a YouTuber called YogiOabs who was acting like a complete twat and saying things like no doesn't necessarily mean no, it can mean get to know me better or more wine. I roasted him for it and then left it at that. He recently come under my radar though for some unsavory tweets and videos, and today we're going to have a look at those. One of his recent videos was called Domestic Violence is up 20% since lockdown, why this is a good thing. With a title like that, you just know it's going to be one massive, gigantic clusterfuck.
Domestic violence has surged across the globe due to people in shitty relationships being stuck at home. And in this video, I'm going to play God's advocate. No, not the devil's advocate, because I'm not the devil's advocate. I am God's advocate. Provide a strong counterpoint to why this domestic violence problem is not just the fault of the male in that relationship, because men cannot solely be blamed for abuse in so-called abusive relationships.
Did I just hear that right? Did he just say that the male cannot be solely to blame for the abuse in an abusive relationship?
This domestic violence problem is not just the fault of the male in that relationship, because men cannot solely be blamed for abuse in so-called abusive relationships.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? What planet is this guy living on? The only person responsible for the abuse in an abusive relationship is the abuser. It's not a case of it takes two to tango. The abuser is at fault and nobody else. Nobody's going to believe, well, she was asking for it, so I hit her. Nobody goes into a relationship expecting to be abused.
For some reason, there is an instinct, there is some natural reaction in men in relationships to get violent or become controlling to the point where it's not healthy in the relationship.
Not once have I ever got violent or had the urge to get violent in any of my previous relationships. Why? Because it's not in my nature to do so. It may be in yours, but it definitely isn't in mine.
So I think if you're feeling violent towards your partner, that could be a good thing, because it means it's time for you to figure out what the hell is wrong with your shitty relationship.
How the fuck is that a good thing? It's obvious what's wrong. You don't need to be a genius to work it out. The abuser is a complete dickhead. That's it. His final point he makes in this video is completely off the charts.
That it gives him an opportunity suddenly to call the shots around that, to say what she should be doing or shouldn't. Now, when I read that, I think to myself, there's another problem, which is that if a woman doesn't want the guy to call the shots, that's a problem with her. That's a problem with her design. And in the West, a lot of women have that problem because they think they're equal to men and they want to apply that to their relationships, when what really makes them happy is to follow a man's lead and be submissive to him. So if you're female and the female's problem in this relationship is that she feels controlled, is it because he's actually really controlling, or is it because she's stubborn, she's too westernized, too much of a feminist, and doesn't know how to be a feminine woman and find grace in that position? It's actually a very powerful position. It's still second to the male in the relationship, and that's just the way it is. And a traditional feminine woman should be okay with that. So I wouldn't, every situation's unique, and a lot of people have terrible relationships. And I'm not saying that every instance where a woman feels controlled is because she's not being submissive enough, but many certainly are.
If a woman feels that she's being controlled, it's because she is being controlled. It's not a simple case of, oh well, she's a feminist, or she should be submissive to a man. It's because the guy is controlling her. That should never be encouraged, as that is not okay. Another video, which shows more of his pearls of wisdom, was published under the title, Why Men Think Women Are Stupid. Even that title shows more of his tiny little mindset.
Why do men like me think women are stupid as fuck? Don't worry, no, look, there's a cute stupid and then there's an annoying stupid, and we're seeing a lot of the annoying stupid today. What's going on, motherfuckers? I'm YogiOabs, and I recently wrote an article titled, Sorry ladies, but Gillette doesn't actually give a fuck about your dumb ass. Actually, no, what was it titled? Sorry, I'm on day 13 of NoFap, so my toxic masculinity has been all over the place.
And there it is. He even admits he's got toxic masculinity. And this is coming from a guy who claims to be a guru for women. Where did he get his training from to say it was okay to be insulting? From the drill sergeant of Full Metal Jacket by any chance?
Did your parents have any children that lived?
Sir, yes, sir.
I bet they regret that. You're so ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece. What's your name, fat body?
Sir, Leonard Lawrence, sir.
Lawrence what, of Arabia?
Sir, no, sir.
That name sounds like royalty. Are you royalty?
Sir, no, sir.
Do you suck dicks?
Sir, no, sir.
Bullshit, I'll bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Speaking of him being a guru for women, here's an example of one of his videos entitled How to Be a 1950s Housewife, 5 Steps. Dude, you do realise that the 1950s was about 70 years ago. Attitudes have moved on from those rather shit days. Here's an example of one of those public information films from those dark days.
After the day's work and worries are done, what is more fun for a man than to come home to a quiet house with happy children and a loving spouse?
Give me my book. It's my book. But I just want to see something. But it's my book. Cry, baby, it's my book. It's my book anyway.
Quiet, both of you. We'll discuss it in the morning. Now, you just drink this and you'll be fast asleep in no time. Darling, are you all right? You weren't supposed to gulp it. Just sip it. After all, how can a drink relax you if it isn't nice and warm?
That is just cringy as fuck, and that's how Yogi sees how women should be. The perfect stepford wife who's there for a man's every whim. I hate to tell you this, mate, but every single Western woman would tell you to get bent. Here's an example of the introduction to that 1950s 5 tips video.
Hello, traditional ladies of YouTube. Today, I'm going to teach you 5 steps to become that perfect 1950s housewife. My name's YogiOabs, and you're watching YogiOabs Reborn, the YouTube channel for traditional men and women. Now, upon researching this video, I just wanted to share that I noticed how comforting and relaxing it was to view these old videos from the 1950s and 40s about how to be a good housewife, as well as clips of TV shows from that era. It seems like compared to today in 2020, where everything is backwards, things were a lot simpler. And furthermore, when I watched videos of women cooking and cleaning and the husbands just, practicing their role as a traditional family man, it almost felt as if the impression I got, rather, is that things seemed more productive. Families seemed more productive. It's because the woman is helping the man. I just wanted to share that because that's the personal interpretation I got. Today, people are just so confused about the gender dynamics in relationships.
I love how he says, I love how things were back then. Yeah, because in your mindset, mate, the woman was in the perfect place for you, the home. Well, let me tell you something about the 1950s. It was racist, sexist, and every form of bigotry that you can name. Do you seriously want people to go back to that mindset? If you think his videos were cringy, just wait until you hear about his tweets. Here's one dated from June the 1st, where he's replying to someone who said, being raped has got nothing to do with what you're wearing and what time you go out. Rape does have to do with a woman's actions. She's responsible for going to the bar, getting blackout drunk, bringing a guy home, and being loose. Rape doesn't happen as much to traditional women. He continued with this reply. Anyone else notice that rape tends to happen mostly to sluts? Rape never has anything to do with what a woman is wearing or how she is acting. The only thing that you have to take into account is the man doing the raping. A friend of mine was 15 when she was attacked by her neighbour, and all she was wearing was a regulation school gym outfit. So Yogi, please tell me how it was her fault? If a man rapes a woman, it's got nothing to do with what she's wearing, where she is, where she's going, how she's acting. It's all on the man doing the attacking. That's it. That means by your logic, if someone gets murdered by someone, it's their fault too, because they happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, or they were wearing something the person didn't agree with. No, at the end of the day, it's down to the person perpetrating the crime, nobody else. Another tweet about rape was dated June the 5th. It's 2020. If a woman doesn't like you, she accuses you of rape. Now you can see why false accusations of rape are 40% or higher. See Cannon 1994 for example. A woman doesn't falsely accuse you of rape because she doesn't like you. It's because of other issues. Every single case has individual circumstances to why that happened. This tweet just shows your ignorance. Another one from the same day. Damn, my heart goes out to this man, as well as the police officers who didn't realise this frail man would fall over and bleed out of his ears. This should be categorised as an accident, in my opinion. No, that was not an accident. Those officers pushed that guy. That was assault. If you think that was anything less, what does that say about you? It seems social media is starting to get pissed off with him, because after several people reported his Instagram account, it got terminated for breaking community guidelines. Unfortunately, within a couple of hours, he started up a new account, but at least all his hard work that went into his old account is now gone. Hopefully, he would learn lessons from this, but knowing his track record, he won't. What's really telling is that he's made the settings that you have to be over 50 to view it. Obviously, he doesn't want any more young women reporting that profile. Because I made a stand against him on Twitter, he's now blocked me. He clearly lives in an echo chamber because he doesn't want to hear people's views that aren't his. How can he call himself a guru of women when he has outdated and blinkered attitude towards the opposite sex? Surely you can only give out advice if you have some form of expertise. Here's a little challenge for you, Yogi, as you're bound to see this video. I propose to you that you do a reaction video to this video and post it on your 51,000 subs and try to defend some of the points I put in this presentation. I bet you won't. So what do you think to it all? Do you think he is a complete arsehole, or do you think he has the right attitude towards women? I would love to hear from you in the comment section. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, well, there's a thumbs down button. Leave a comment in the comment section, and if you're new to my channel, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.